That's a pretty awkward way of saying one of our favorite people on the planet, one of the people who makes True West the joy that it is, the joy to work on it, and also the joy to read, is somebody who deserves the 2022 True Westerner Award, and that would be Phil Spangenberger. Let's take one for it.
Thank you. I thought I was just going to get a little piece of paper or a plaque. This is great, thank you. You know, what do you say? You're doing something in your life that you love. Like Bob said, I think I got it a long time ago about the Old West, because it's America. You know, when I got drafted in the Army, I remember I had been in a reenacting group, and I had some pictures of me in a Confederate uniform, and we're standing barracks inspection. And when I was in the Army, I kind of played like I didn't know much about guns or anything. And this battery commander, Lieutenant Salmons, comes by, and he looks at me, and I'm standing there, and he looks in my locker. There's me shooting a Sharps carbine and riding a horse and, in a Confederate uniform. And I'm sure he's thinking, what army is he in? In fact, when we had to wear the steel pots in those days, we would usually wear the little fatigue cap underneath. You see them guys doing KP. And I, being the smart aleck that I thought I was, I took a ballpoint pen, and on the front of mine, I put CSA and an olive wreath, because I thought it'd be kind of cool to be a Confederate officer in the U.S. Army. And I did that until the executive officer or major came by, and he said, "Spangenberger, what army are you in?" I said, "United States, sir." He said, "Well, get the right hat." But anyways, my whole life I've loved this stuff. I got to meet Fess Parker once, and told him he was the reason that I got into all that stuff. And I watched that Disney show, and there's a few people here that are probably too young to remember that, but in around 1954, they had 3 parts of Davy Crockett's life, and to see flintlocks going off, they just fascinated me. And I was hooked on antique guns. I mean, I don't care about the modern stuff. You can have them all, but give me a Sharps, a Winchester, and a Colt single action, and I'm a happy camper. But I'm just so thrilled not only to get this award, but what makes it really special is to see all you people here. My friends, Jim Nichols and Don Forgy, come from California. I mean, I didn't have to pay them that much. Christina and her husband Rudd, and people from Jim Rogers, the creator of Cowboy Mounted Shooting. I was so thrilled that I told Jim one time, I said, "Jim, I'm going to do an exhibition of mounted shooting," because in SAS they would sit on a barrel and rock it. And I said to the guys, I said, "You want to see what it's like to really shoot off a horse?" Yeah. I said, "All right, next time." So the following year, Linda and I came down, and we did some riding and shooting, and I told Jim, I said, "I think you'd like this." And Jim said, "Well, you know, when I was a young guy, we used to go out in the desert and shoot." And I said, "Well, watch what I do. I think you might enjoy it." But we've got a picture of me talking to the crowd and Jim, and you can almost see the light bulb going off in his head on this would make one hell of a sport. Now, what a visionary I was, because I said, "Jim, I don't know if you're going to get very many people to do this, because all the Wild West shows I've done, I had a hard time getting people to ride and shoot." And that's true. But for some reason, Jim and his personality and getting out there and doing it, we started with, I think, 25, 30 people, and now it's up to over somewhere around 18 to 20,000, and international. We have a club in Canada, I think there's one in France, Lord knows who. We had some people wanted to start one in Kuwait, and we said, "Well, what about the gun laws there?" And they said, "Everybody has guns." But to see all you people come out here is really the thrill. I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank my wife Linda, because she's always been there with me and been part of the shows. This gal can ride side saddle better than most guys can ride astride. And we've done a lot of shows all over. We've gone to Finland, and I had the opportunity to travel to different countries. And thanks to Bob and Stuart, Stuart and I have worked together from the very first day. It was just a joy to work with him. We have a lot of fun conversations. And one group I don't want to forget is my horses. I've had some of the greatest horses. I used to buy just what they call grade horses, but you can't find them too much anymore. But they say a horseman is truly blessed if you have one good horse in your life. I think I've probably had about 8 or 10 of them. Nevada, my gray, Wyatt, who was in Tombstone. We bought him from the guy and renamed him that. And my horse now, Gunsmoke. I mean, when I got that COVID here in January, last time I had been on Gunsmoke was December the 4th for the Prescott Parade here with Jerry and Brian Weber. We rode in that, and then the Christmas holidays took over, and I went to ride in the Rose Parade to get my COVID. And I come back, and Linda saved my butt with, what was it called? What's it? Yeah, I'm not good with camera. Ivermectin, I'll tell you what. And my hooves in Maine are really coming in good. But she worked with me and did things that, a lot of the governments tell me, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And we did everything wrong, and I'm still here. But I got on that horse. Nobody had touched him other than feed him in 4 months. I got on Gunsmoke, and it was like I rode him yesterday. So I'm truly blessed to have had good horses, because without them, as any mounted shooter knows, they can be anywhere from 50% to 99% of your effort. And if they don't work with you, you don't get it done. I could go on all night about them. Thank you very much. Thank you.